It is 5:35 p.m. on Friday, and I just dropped off Annabelle at my parents' house for the weekend. She was super excited about spending the weekend with Grandma and Grandpa. We do this at least once a month, maybe twice a month, just depends. My parents live about an hour and 15 minutes away, so they get their quality time for the weekend, and I get my alone time for the weekend, or you know, date night or whatever. This weekend is going to be alone time because my shipped package that has the debit card that I need to start the job has magically made it to Iowa and now is in limbo in Iowa, and I have no idea if it will make it here or if it will just kind of magically disappear. I have no idea what happened. USPS said it was supposed to be delivered yesterday by 9 o'clock. And as well, once the mail had run, I checked the mail and it wasn't in there. So I was like, well, that's weird. Because anytime we have a package from the USPS, it is delivered with our mail. So I actually got to looking at the tracking history of the package, and it was in our, in our post office on the 12th. And then our post office, I guess, sent it to Black Lick, Ohio, which I don't even know where that is, who in turn sent it to Des Moines, Iowa. And even yesterday it said it was in Des Moines, Iowa, and said it was going to be delivered by 9 p.m. yesterday. So now it's saying it doesn't have a date on when it's supposed to be delivered. It just says in Des Moines, Iowa, in transit. And it hasn't been scanned anywhere since it was scanned into Des Moines at 12:30 a.m. yesterday. So I ended up contacting Shopper Help yesterday because I had heard on the Facebook group at some point that people were able to get the ship debit cards from their local Target. So I got a hold of Shopper Help and was like, am I able to do that? So she looked, and there wasn't any Targets near me that gave out ship debit cards. So I kind of told her the situation, and she was going to write a ticket for me to email customer support. That was before I kind of knew exactly what was going on. I was kind of giving USPS the benefit of the doubt, thinking that maybe their stuff was wrong. Well, it wasn't wrong. At least as of right now, it's not wrong. Now, I haven't checked the mail today, but I seen the mail run before we went to his Dan's mom and dad's house, but there was not a package on the porch. I guess it could be in one of those like soft packages that could fit in the mailbox. So I guess there's a possibility it could be in the mailbox right now. I highly doubt it. But I'm going to check when I get home. So there's that. And then, so I messaged corporate and was like, you know, am I able to get another welcome package sent to me? Said it takes 1 to 2 business days, so I would assume I'll be hearing Monday, because that was at like 4 a.m. this morning, because, you know, Annabelle doesn't sleep and got me up twice. So I was up at 4 a.m. on the couch. So I don't know. It's frustrating because I really wanted to start this weekend. I cleaned out my car, which, let me just say, I cleaned out my car and I didn't realize until I started cleaning it how absolutely bad it was, and that I should be ashamed of myself, to be honest. Like, I just didn't realize just how bad it was. But it looks so nice now. Now I still need to vacuum it out. I didn't get enough time to do it yesterday. And my whole day was kind of thrown off with not sleeping and all that stuff. So I didn't even go to the store today. I didn't go and vacuum my car out. It was cold. I was kind of over it. And I'm kind of stressed out about not being able to work this weekend, so that's where I'm at. So it's frustrating, especially because I have no idea if that package is going to make it to me or not. I'm assuming it will eventually, but good Lord, who knows how long it's gonna take. I don't even know, nothing's even been scanned about it since it arrived in Iowa, so everything's kind of in limbo. And a good thing I didn't like pay for it or anything, because if I would have paid for something and that would have happened, I'd be super mad. Yeah, I did. So my mom got Dan one of those systems, and it was supposed to arrive before Christmas, and it didn't, and it just arrived like last week or whatever. But apparently it did the same thing with her. It was supposed to arrive on a certain date and just kind of disappeared for a while. But at least it showed up, so I'm taking it home with me. That's probably what I'm going to be doing this weekend. I need to clean her room, which I'm probably going to get something to eat. Probably get something to eat on my way home, so I'll probably go home and eat, and I'm gonna probably clean her room, because her room is an absolute disaster. So I'm probably gonna try and clean her room tonight. That way I have all of Saturday and however long on Sunday before I come and get Annabelle to just kind of do whatever I want. And it's supposed to be snowing. I don't know if we're supposed to get any like substantial snow, or if it's just kind of flurrying. It kind of snowed a little bit today, just flurries. But hopefully we're not supposed to get any like substantial snow. Not that I don't like substantial snow. It's pretty to look at, but I just don't want to have to get out in it. I'd like to finish my book this weekend, The Broken Girls. It is so good. Like, this book is very good. I actually recommended it to Dan's mom because she's definitely into that whole mysteries and historical fiction, and you know, one of the girls in the book, you know, was in a concentration camp and World War II era and all that stuff. So I actually recommended it to her, and we were talking about it today. I'm like 64% the way through the book, and it's really good. I just need to kind of sit down and actually finish it. I got Starbucks before I came down here, and it was kind of funny because like Annabelle had wanted something, so I got her just like a little cup of water, and she got a birthday cake pop, which is like the pink ones. She was excited about that. And it was funny because she had one of those like red and black plaid shirts on, like for like winter Christmassy kind of thing, and she was drinking out of that Starbucks cup, and I took a picture and I put it on Facebook that I was training her to be one of those basic bitches. Because of course she had her like little boots and her skin, or her leggings, and her little black and red plaid shirt, long sleeve shirt, and the only thing that would have made it better was one of those vests. I'm saving up my points for a cup, but I think it'd be so cute if I could find like a little cup. But I think the only little cups that they have are like the hot stuff. I don't know, I'd have to look, but it'd be so cute to be able to get Annabelle her own little Starbucks cup. That'd be so cute. Her dad will kill me. Dan is not a Starbucks fan, and he's not really a fan of women who like Starbucks. And I went to Starbucks 3 times this week, and I'm surprised he hasn't said anything to me about it. I will say, Dan's been kind of in a depressive slump last, I don't know, December was really bad, and the last few weeks have been really bad. It might have been around Thanksgiving, I don't even know, just the holidays and all that stuff, and switching jobs, and now this job that he thought was going to be so great isn't so great, and just he's not had a good time lately. But I will say, last night, basically ever since we had our good conversation we had 3 nights ago, he's been a little bit better. I tried to tell him when we had that discussion, because it was like, you know, I don't feel like he goes, I feel bad talking to you about all this because I ended up making you feel bad about something. And that's basically just my own insecurities, because, you know, I try and not have any kind of stress around him when he's at home. That doesn't always work, and it makes me feel like crap, and I feel like I'm a crappy mom and a crappy wife and all that stuff, and usually end up crying about something. So That's why he doesn't. That's why he feels that way. But I tried to tell him, like, I, would rather you talk to me about what's bothering you, so that way, I always feel like talking about it makes it better. So, but yesterday we had a really good day, like, really good, like, joking with each other and messing around and chasing me around the house, trying to tickle me and all that stuff. So yesterday was a really good day. I'm hoping that becomes a trend, because it definitely makes me stressed out when he's stressed out. Well, and then it makes him stressed out when I'm stressed out, so it's like this ping pong match going back and forth. It's another reason why I bottle up my feelings. I'm trying to not stress Annabelle out and not stress him out, and it's probably why I've apparently been grinding my teeth. Dan actually, wasn't last night, but the night before, he actually ended up on the couch. Which, if he has a bad night or whatever, sometimes he wakes up with indigestion and acid reflux, or, wake up and can't breathe, or wake up and can't sleep, or whatever. He'll end up on the couch. So he ended up on the couch last night. Well, or night before last. So last night we went to bed, and he goes, "I hope you have a better night tonight." And I was like, "Oh." I said, "Did you end up on the couch because of me?" And he goes, "Yeah, you were snoring really bad," which I snore really bad during the winter time when everything's dry and I can't breathe. And he said you were grinding your teeth. And I was like, well, that's probably one reason why my jaw hurts. It's one reason why I probably need to go to the dentist and get a night guard, a night mouth guard. I used to have one when I was a teenager, because I'd I would grind my teeth, but I had those like clear retainers after I had my braces off, and I would literally grind holes in the retainers. So they gave me a night mouth guard. And I remember I'd wake up, and it was almost therapeutic, because I'd wake up in the middle of the night and I'd be like grinding on that thing. But it was like nice and soft, so it was like nice to chew on. But Dan was like, "Yeah, you were grinding so hard, your teeth were popping, and I couldn't stand to listen to it." I was like, "Ooh, sorry." And I know that's stress related, I'm sure. My grandma was really bad about that, grinding her teeth. She had to have a mouth guard too. Well, actually, she had to have 2 mouth guards, because I think the first one she chewed through, like I did. But of course, they make them really thick. Oh no, I'm gonna have to go on with the light on, I guess. They make them really thick, so you can't chew through them, but I think she did chew through the first one. I wonder what Peter uses for his light. Because his light comes from, like, this direction. It's not over top of him. So, yeah. I need to get new glasses too, which I've been saying that. Hell, I need to get a new license, because my lazy ass hasn't even got a new license since I changed my name. I don't even know if that's legal. I mean, it's not like my license isn't expired or anything. but my address isn't current on it. My name isn't current on it. As soon as I get a little extra money, that's going to be the first thing I have to do. But you have to, like, take so much paperwork, and that was another thing I was waiting on, too, because I had to get a new copy of our marriage license because ours, like, disappeared. So I had to get a copy of the new, I had to get a new copy of our marriage license. But it's like, you need your social security card, your birth certificate, a piece of mail with your address on it, your marriage certificate. You need all this crap just to get your license renewed. It's like, Jesus, it's annoying. Well, and then when Dan's mom had to go and get her license renewed, she had to go all the way to Lebanon, which is like another, like, probably an hour and a half away from us, because she had to go and get her her marriage license and her divorce paperwork or whatever to get her license renewed. So she had to go through all that crap from her first marriage. It's just like, damn. And now you got this whole, like, license to fly kind of thing, which technically I wouldn't need because it's not like we fly anywhere, but that's what I'm gonna get, because I mean, you never know. It's not like we go on vacation or anything. I've flown, well, technically I've flown twice in my life. When we went to Florida to go to Disneyland and all that stuff, I was probably maybe 10 or 11, maybe 12. I think it was 2005. So I would have been, 11 or 12. We flew down and back. That's the only time I've ever been on a plane in my life. And I sat with my parents on the way down. It was straight through. But on the way back, we were separated. I don't remember why. So that was kind of, it was a little nerve-wracking for me because, I'm only 12 and I'm going to have to sit next to a bunch of strangers. Luckily, I sat next to a mom that had a kid that was like maybe 5 or whatever. So the mom made me feel welcome and, was like, if you need anything, you just let me know. And my parents were only a couple rows back. But it was definitely nice to, at least if I had to be alone, that I, wasn't with some random people. Well, I mean, they were random people, but, you know what I mean. I remember on that trip, my uncle went with us, which my uncle's only 9 years older than me. So he was only 19, 20 at the time. Everyone thought he was my brother because my mom is the oldest and my uncle is the youngest out of the 3 kids that they have. And my uncle was kind of a whoopsie. So there's 16 years in between my mom and my uncle. And there's only 9 years between me and my uncle. So everyone thought he was my brother. And then we were in the hotel and he was taking a dump in the bathroom and clogged it. So my mom had to call the front desk and ask for a plunger. We still give him We still give him grief about that today. Well, and then talking about the age difference or whatever. So, I think there's 4 years in between my uncle and my aunt. And then there's 5 years between me and Dan. And Dan and my aunt were graduated the same year. So my aunt and Dan graduated the same year. And then their youngest daughter, they only have 2, but their youngest daughter and Annabelle are only, their daughter's 6 months older than Annabelle. So talking about weird age differences. My mom was actually a twin, and they were born early. I don't know how early they were. I mean, fairly early. They barely weighed a pound apiece, I think. And mom's twin didn't make it. She died the following day. She died on Christmas Eve. My mom's birthday is the 23rd. Her twin died Christmas Eve. And it's weird now because a lot of people will mistake my mom's name for her twin's name. Just kind of out of the blue. Like even my ex did it one time. And people will mistakenly call my mom by her twin's name, and she gets kind of weirded out by it. I would too. I get kind of weirded out by it too. And I kind of think about that sometimes, like, what would it have been like having, because I don't have any aunts by blood. I have all uncles. My mom has 2 brothers, and my dad has a brother. So I don't have any aunts by blood. So it kind of would have been weird to grow up with. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be weird because I would have been used to it, but it would have been weird to think about my mom being a identical twin. And growing up with an aunt. And then I think about, okay, if mom had a twin, well, if mom's sister survived, would my dad have chosen my mom still, or would he have chosen her sister? And if he would have chosen her sister and they had a kid and it was a girl, would she look like me? I don't think about that very often, but it comes to mind sometimes, and it's kind of funny to think about. My grandma always talks about how twins run in our family and, you know, all this other stuff, and that I was, you know, in line to have twins, and my boy cousin was in line to have twins, and I'm like, Grandma, I said, were they identical twins or were they fraternal twins? And they were all identical twins, and I said, Grandma, identical twins don't run in the family. I said, fraternal twins run in the family. And she goes, it don't matter what kind they are. I said, yes, it does. I said, identical twins aren't carried through the line or whatever. She didn't believe me. But it is true, though, that identical twins do not run in the bloodline. Fraternal twins do. And even then, I don't know if it's I don't know if there's like a pattern to it or not. It's like every other generation or something like that. I don't know if that's true, but because identical twins are just like a freak occurrence, because it's when the egg splits and then you have two babies. Fraternal twins is when two eggs are dropped and fertilized at the same time. Which apparently, that's one reason why if you get pregnant when you're older, you have a more chance of having twins or multiples, because once you get old enough, you start dumping eggs as you get older, which I never knew that. So you start dumping eggs when you start getting older, so you have more of a chance of getting multiples because of that. Which I never knew that. And then you got the freak occurrences where, like, you get pregnant and then you start dumping, or well, you not dump eggs, but you release eggs when you're not supposed to. So then you end up with fraternal twins that are of different gestation periods. That would be weird. The craziest story about twins I've ever seen was when I can't remember if the mom was black or if she was white. It was an interracial couple. Whoever was the white had red hair and all this stuff. Well, when they got pregnant, they had twins, and the twins got the complete opposite genetic sequence as the other one. So it was twins that one was born black and the other one was born white with red hair. Like, one got the all dominant genes and the other one got the all recessive genes, because I believe, I'm not a geneticist, but I believe, dark skin, dark eyes, dark hair, all that stuff is dominant genes, while, white and blue eyes and green eyes and red hair and all that stuff, I know at least the red hair is all recessive genes. So I think one twin got all the dominant genes while the other twin got all the recessive genes. Which is totally interesting to me, how all that works, all the genetic stuff. Kind of been into the whole family tree thing too, the genetics. I've been wanting to take one of those ancestry DNA tests, which, I mean, it ain't like I don't know that I'm freaking white as a cracker and it's probably all European and French and all that stuff. Irish, probably. But I'd still like to know. Well, there's been rumored that people on actually both, people on my mom's side and people on my dad's side were possibly Native American. So I'd like to see if that's true also. But I just like to know where I come from. And then Dan wants to do it because Dan's dad doesn't even know who his dad is. So Dan doesn't even know anything about his paternal grandfather. So it'd be interesting to him too to figure out what his genetics come from. I think he's Scottish on his mom's side. So I think he knows at least partial. That would be interesting too, because if he really is Scottish on that side. But I'm like 99% sure he is Scottish on that side. Or his mom is 99% sure. But I'd just like to know. It'd be really cool if I found out that I was like Norwegian, like Viking. That'd be awesome. I mean, there's always a chance, but I probably highly doubt that. I think our last name is, well, the thing about trying to track down our family history is that my dad's last name has been changed. The spelling has been changed. And I think it had to do with my great-grandpa's birth certificate. When they wrote it down, they spelled the last name wrong and it never got changed. So our last name has been changed. The spelling has been. So that has a whole, which my uncle, my dad's brother, did all of our genealogy up to a certain point. I don't think he got all of, you know, where we all came from. I'm going to turn this off for a second. Let me see, you can't see me. But I'm at a stop sign where people are beside me, so I'm a little self-conscious about having the light on. Gosh, this intersection is just so busy all the time. But my uncle did our genealogy up to a certain point. I don't know. He said it was hard to find records before people like immigrated to America. So he couldn't necessarily find where everybody came from. So that posed a problem, especially when you're not even sure of the exact spelling. Now, I've researched our last name, my maiden name, our last name before, and came up of French origin. So, could possibly be French descent. Which would be interesting. But yeah, I would just like to know where I came from. Even if it is just European, I'd like to know. For sure. I know Dan would like to know too, just because there's that mystery part of his DNA. Really, it's his dad's entire side, because I really highly doubt that his mom, Dan's paternal grandmother knew. Really? That Dan's paternal grandmother probably knew or cared about anything of her history. Because it seemed like for at least the entirety of the kids' lives, she was nothing but a drunk. Basically until the day she died, and she left Dan's dad to fend for himself outside of the bar that she would work at or hang out at or whatever. So I highly doubt she knew or cared or told the kids anything about their genealogy. My grandma my dad's mom, she passed away, let's see, that was 2014, so it was just the 5 years ago. She passed away, is that person actually coming? Yeah, there. She actually passed away the Christmas before I got pregnant with Annabelle. So she never got to know about Annabelle or anything like that. Jesus. I hate driving in Hamilton. Everybody parks on the streets, and the streets aren't wide enough for there to be 2 cars passing with all the cars parked on the side of the road. It's stressful. But she looked very Native American. I don't know why. She had like jet black hair and just had a lot of facial features that were very kind of Native American. And she was very immersed in that kind of culture too. The things she wore and stuff like that. She was definitely a fan of that kind of lifestyle. We're at 42 minutes already. Tried to call Dan when I left to let him know that I was on my way home, but he didn't answer, so I would assume, well, it could be either he's playing video games and can't be bothered, or he's probably asleep on the couch. Which I really wouldn't blame him, because he's got 12 hours of work tomorrow. So I have no idea what I'm doing tomorrow. I probably will try and clean her room tonight, just so I have all of tomorrow just to kind of do my thing, whatever that may be. I might get his game out and play it. Maybe. I've been kind of wanting to play Minecraft too. I don't know what it is about Minecraft. I like just completely get sucked into it when I start playing it. And the next thing I know, like 8 hours have passed. They got a little pet shop here with puppies in it. It's called Preferred Pets. Don't run over the pedestrian. It'd be fun. It's called Preferred Pets. It's cute to watch the puppies in there. I know you're not supposed to buy puppies from a puppy store. We went and seen Maggie again today. I made her another sweater. It still didn't fit. The head fit this time, but she was too big for the body. And I'm like, well, son of a biscuit. Now I'm like debating on whether or not to make her another one, because I was like, this one better fit, because I ain't making you another one. Now it don't fit, and I'm like, should I make another one? God, these lights here are just so long. My like lips are chapped. They paid $1,500 for Maggie. I'm like, oh, sweet Jesus. I don't think I'd be able to, well, I mean, we wouldn't be able to afford a purebred puppy, but I don't think I'd want a purebred puppy. I mean, if I had the money and found the breeder and all that stuff, I guess I would. I don't exactly know. He would want a Shiba Inu if we had the money for a purebred puppy. But gosh, that's just, whew. You think, you know, $1,000 or more, depending, $1,000 for a puppy, when you can go and adopt one for like $100 out of shelter. For a little mutt puppy. Well, not always necessarily a mutt, but a lot of times they're little mutt puppies. After I seen Annabelle with the puppy, it's kind of like I kind of want to get a puppy, but Dane ain't gonna go for that. At least not right now. There's gonna have to be, well, depending on what all this goes on with Cleo, if we actually get her inside or not, I mean, I don't know, but the whole Cleo thing is kind of up in the air. But if Cleo comes inside, it's probably gonna have to be at least 2 cats pass away before we get a puppy. If not, it's gonna be after at least one of the cats is probably gonna have to go, if not both, before he's gonna go for a puppy. Gosh, there's a lot of traffic tonight. Well, it's only 6:30. Trying to decide what I want to eat. Gosh, he got Raising Cane's again yesterday. He just loves Raising Cane's so much. I can't do Raising Cane's that much. I don't know why, I just can't. It's not my cup of tea. However, I'd have to go out of my way a little bit, but Chick-fil-A is on the way. But do I want Chick-fil-A or do I want something else? I would love to go to Steak and Shake. Right now, the only Steak and Shake around us that is still in business is going to Lawrenceburg, Indiana. That's the only Steak and Shake that's open around us. We used to go to Steak and Shake all the time. I could go for Waffle House too. A burger from Waffle House. is kind of the first, well, yeah, it is. It's the first weekend that Dan started this new job that I'll be completely alone on Saturday. Because the last couple weeks, she's been going to Dan's mom and dad's because the kids have been there. So it's kind of like I kind of have the day to myself, but the morning and the evening is still Annabelle. So this is going to be like my first completely alone. It's just going to be Saturday, but that kind of used to be our date night, all that stuff, but I guess that's not going to happen this week. But alone time is always good too, Get a little R&R and be able to get caught up on sleep and get to kind of do whatever I want. Some kind of video game. It'll probably depend on how Dan feels, whether or not he's going to want to play this new gaming system when I get there. Because he'll probably be going to bed. He'll probably be in bed by 9, I would think. And I kind of miss that because, we could always do it Saturday night or whatever, but whenever Annabelle goes to my mom and dad's, we usually spend all night playing video games together. And, we'll play Phasmophobia, which is, a ghost hunters game. And you can, play with your friends and all that stuff. So we'll usually have, Dan's one friend, if he's not working, will play with us, and it'll be us three, and we'll play, and it'll end up being 4 o'clock in the morning before we end up going to bed. But that's always fun. So hopefully we'll be able to do something like that. Or we got that gaming system. It's got 2 controllers, so we can always play together on that too. I'm sure we'll probably do something. He'll just probably need a nap when he gets home tomorrow. I think he usually does take a nap. And I would love to, I stay up as late as I possibly can when it comes to, spending time with him or whatever, but I can't stay up all night like he does because otherwise I would never ever get any sleep. I'm kind of running on my max now. Trying to go to bed a little bit earlier. I think I've been about 11 o'clock the past few days, and I haven't been sleeping well. I've been dreaming so much. A few people still have their Christmas stuff up. There's a big, kind of Christmas tree on the roof of this house. Kind of pretty. But yeah, I'm disappointed I'm not working this weekend. I think that's the first time in my life I have ever said that I'm actually disappointed I'm not working on a weekend. But I'm excited about it, and USPS is screwing me over. might get Freddy's tonight. Freddy's is kind of, he's like the Wish version of Steak and Shake. The burger place. The steak burger, real flat, thin stuff. Might get Freddy's. I haven't had Freddy's in a while. Dan's super into Skyline, which that's a Cincinnati thing. There used to be a Skyline over by where we lived and when I lived in Dayton. We never ate there. But of course, Skyline is like a Cincinnati thing. I just never got into it. Now, Gold Star is like you're not a real Cincinnatian if you like Gold Star over Skyline. But whenever it gets, Gold Star has really good burgers if you go to a Gold Star that has them, because I don't think all Gold Stars have burgers. But they have really good burgers. There was a Gold Star over, oh, you know what? The old Gold Star that we had over by our house is a Five Guys now. We only ate there once. I could totally get Five Guys. Five Guys is good. I don't know why they got rid of that Gold Star. That Gold Star, well, I mean, it wasn't like super busy all the time, but I mean, we'd go in there and there'd be at least a few people there. Hell, we were probably keeping them in business for a while because we would get off work and we would go in when Annabelle was real little, like baby. If we got off work at relatively the same time, we would go to Gold Star and we would go and eat, and then we'd go pick up Annabelle from daycare, kind of have like a little date during the week. This is before she could even eat anything. Go and pick her up after we got done eating. At least gave us, you know, some alone time and some peace during dinner time. But yeah, they got rid of that Gold Star and now they turned it into a Five Guys. Which, only thing I don't like about Five Guys is just the fact that they're so darn expensive. But they give you a lot of stuff for what you buy, too. I could totally go for Five Guys. I should do that. Because I would only need to get a sandwich and a fry. It's not like I'd need, like, drink or anything. Just go home and get something to drink. Wish Five Guys had a drive-thru, but they don't. We were at the Starbucks drive-thru, and I got done ordering, and I pulled around to the window, and she was like, Annabelle was like, why are all these cars parked there? I said, because some people went inside. She goes, why can't we go inside? I said, for one thing, we're on our way to your grandma's. And for two, I already got done ordering. So I said, we don't need to go inside. She was kind of mad. She's always mad. It was funny because, yeah, that was yesterday. Yesterday, I got home after picking her up from school, and school gives her like these pre-packaged lunches, and it usually has like a sandwich and fruit and like a vegetable or something in it, and sometimes it comes with like chips or graham crackers or something like that. Well, yesterday it came with a fruit roll-up. Well, it never come with a fruit roll-up before. And I was like, oh, hey, look, you got fruit roll-ups. She's had fruit roll-ups before. She's had fruit by the foot, too. And she started on her crap. Blah, that's gross. Blah, blah, blah. I said, you've had fruit roll-ups before. And like, I don't want it. Blah, blah, blah. So I got it out of the package and I just gave it to her. And I was like, look, I said, every kid in America likes fruit roll-ups. I said, just eat it. So then, like, she took, like, a nibble on the side of it. Well, she ended up liking it, and after that nibble, she just shoved... Sorry. She just shoved the whole thing in her mouth. So then, Mom texted me later and was like, you know, what should I get Annabelle to eat? Because she always goes to the store when Annabelle comes and gets her all her favorite stuff. And I was like, well, you better get fruit roll-ups. So Mom was actually at the grocery store when I got there. And I waited and visited Dad and all that stuff until Mom got home. Mom got home. And the whole entire time Annabelle was there, it was... Did you get fruit roll-ups? Can I have a fruit roll-up? Can I have a fruit roll-up? Where's the fruit roll-ups? Grandma, where's the fruit roll-ups? Grandma, where's the fruit roll-ups? I want a fruit roll-up. And then she ate the fruit roll-up and she's like, can I have another? And I'm like, no, you can't have another. I can see in the foreseeable future that they will probably be making another trip to the store to get more fruit roll-ups before the weekend is up. And after all that, and all that stuff, and she likes it. She just got that mentality. Everything she don't like. It's just like tacos and stuff. Like they have like this taco bake, which is kind of like tortilla and meat, and it's all kind of like sandwiched together, kind of like a lasagna and stuff. She used to eat that all the time as a baby. And now she, you know, I'll make it and she won't have any of it. But by damn if she don't come over to me and want bites of my stuff. But she won't eat it if I give it to her on a plate. There is this woman I seen on Facebook. It was kind of like a meme or whatever. And it was like... you give your kids, like you make your plate of whatever you're eating, and then you make your kids' plate, but you give your kids your plate, and you start eating their stuff, because they won't eat your stuff, and they'll want their stuff, so then you switch it, and that makes them happy, and they'll eat their own stuff. That's basically what it is. That, and she'll try and lie and weasel her way around eating her dinner, because I've gotten on her lately about, because she wants to like graze all day and just kind of snack around. And I've been on her. I said, no, you're gonna have breakfast, lunch, you know, you can have maybe a snack between lunch and dinner if you ate all of your lunch, but you get breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's it. Ooh, she's been mad at me. And she's been trying to weasel her way around not eating her dinner so she'll get something else. And she got one on me yesterday because she didn't. She's, like, the only main thing she likes to eat is pizza anymore. And now she's even being picky about that because she'll eat the cheese off the top of it and that'll be it. So she got one on me yesterday just because I didn't go and check, and I should have went and checked. She lied, she didn't eat all of her food. She's super into cheese sticks. She wants a cheese stick all the time. Which we used to have an issue back at the first daycare I worked at, because she'd have diarrhea all the time because all she ate was fruit. Well, ain't ain't got that problem anymore because she's found the perfect recipe between the amount of fruit she eats and the amount of bread and cheese she eats, that it makes a perfect combination to where she has normal stool now. She found the right combination. Not enough to bound you up and not enough to loosen it up. Just perfect. Jeez. And then I don't know what this was about, but my mom was like, would you be mad if she came home with a fish tank and some fish? I'm like, what? She goes, would you be mad if she came home with a fish tank and some fish? And I was like, I guess not. I was like, why? She goes, there's some kind of fish, like fish expo or fish show or fish store or something that they thought about going to. And she goes, I wondered if you'd be mad if she came home with a fish tank and some fish. And I was like, I probably wouldn't, but I wouldn't know about her dad. I told Annabelle to harass her grandma and grandpa about them getting a puppy too. My dad just gave me this look, and he's like, yeah, we'll buy a puppy and then it'll be going home with you. And I was like, well, let's think about this for a minute. I said, technically, if you buy the puppy and make me take it home, then I can't be responsible for getting the puppy in the first place. Therefore, it's not my fault. Dad's like, you'd throw us under the bus to him. I said, yup. I said, if that's what it took. So many people just riding my butt today. Everybody's in a hurry. Which, it's Friday. I can see it. I've been with those people before. Going by these cul-de-sacs that the houses all look the same. See, I don't like that. I wouldn't want... I mean, it'd be different, you know, living in one of those old cul-de-sacs where it's like everyone's kind of got the same floor plan, but, you know, the styles are kind of different. Like, painting and the shutters and all that stuff is kind of different. That's one thing, but, like, the cul-de-sacs today, like, every house is, like, the same freaking house with the same color scheme that's, like, 2 shades apart and all that stuff. I wouldn't want to live in that. That's just... that'd be annoying to me. And I mean, like houses, like a house cul-de-sac, not like apartments or condos that all look the same and all that stuff. That's kind of a given, but I don't know. I wouldn't like it. That, and they spend so much money. Like, those are like $300,000 houses, and it's like, Jesus, if I'm paying $300,000 for a house, I don't want it to look the same as my neighbors. Like every neighbor on the road. There's a cop here, and I hope I don't get in trouble for my light. Did you ever grow up thinking that it was like against the law to have your dome light on? I still feel that way. It's like you weren't allowed to turn on your dome light ever. My dad was getting on me about this stupid headlighting in today. He's like, you know you can get a ticket for that. I said, I just roll with my brights on, Dad. I said, apparently they're not that bright. I said, nobody ever flashes their lights at me. I said, it's fine. He was not happy about that. I should have turned back that way. I wanted to get something to eat. ready for the warm weather again. It was like 40 degrees outside yesterday, and I was outside with just a t-shirt, cleaning my car out with no coat on and stuff. It's like, it's pretty bad when you think 40 degrees is warm. And right now it's only 38. Monn's counting down how many weeks till the pool opens. It's 20 weeks. It's like, that just seems like a very long time. But really, it's like 4 months. No, 5 months. Talked enough for today. Thank you for keeping me company while I drive home from my parents' house. Hope you have a good weekend. I'm sure I'll get out at some point tomorrow to vlog. And if nobody's told you this today, I love you, and I will see you guys